All right. Hey guys, this is Eric from TopFlight Trades. It is January 31st. This is the weekend stock review. If you can't tell, I'm under the weather this week. And I've been under the weather most of last week, and I'm not any better now. But I want to do a quick video here. We're going to stop looking at my face here, and we're going to jump right to the screenshot. So, what we got going is we're going to take a look at some stocks here, take a look at the markets. And I have stocks to show you today, the ones that have been triggered in my system here, and a lot of them are energy stocks. And so, yeah, hey, that really can mean something here. So I'm really curious to see how the markets open up this week. If the markets are down this week, then we're going to make a lot of money. If the markets are green this week and strong up, a lot of these picks may not really move very well. So I do have some bullish plays in here as well, so I'll go over that. So really quickly here, again, I'm going to kind of shoot through this video here really quickly, just because I got a lot of stocks to go through. I'm going to go through them quickly. But with the markets here, here's the S&P. Obviously, we've come down to this area here. Let me draw the linear regression in here. It doesn't really help much with the S&P. Oh, where do we go? Okay, here's the linear regression. So let me zoom out a little bit. So you can see we've come up to this area here and found some resistance up in this area. It's bounced off it. Come all the way back down to this area here. It kind of drew some support in down here. Looking back also in the weekly on this, you could see last week it kind of discovered this 2009, 2011. Come down and touch this point a few times and we'd hit it. So kind of interesting there. So a lot of people might think we might get a bounce out of this. Well, that could be. We could see that. And here's the support line I just showed you a second ago on the weekly, right through here. And we're down to it now, and we're actually bouncing off it a bit. The problem is I don't think the market's strong enough to really take advantage of that. But the technicals say we're going to get a bounce. I don't see it. If anything, I think we could get a bounce up to this area here and or this area here. I don't think we're going to go any higher. So we might get a bounce out of this week. I don't know. So we'll see. That's that. So how's the Dow look? I don't have the same drawings on the Dow here, but you can see we've come down to this area here. Might get a bounce out of it again. When we've done that, we have gotten bounces out of it. Pretty fair. So we could see a pretty significant week, Maybe not though. But again, I think we might come up a little ways. The NASDAQ, same kind of thing. So yeah, with the markets, pretty much just kind of wait and see for me. If the markets are strongly green, at least pre-market, the Asia is green, and in the morning, if things are looking green, then I probably won't play a lot of these bearish plays yet. Which is fine because sometimes when things get, it doesn't mean that they're automatically right at that second necessarily a buy at a buy point. They've just met certain parameters that I look for. Sometimes it might take a day or two, so we might get a couple day bounce out of this thing, and this thing can completely fail again. That's what I'm thinking with the markets overall. I just don't have enough confidence in the markets to think that we're going to get a good bounce out of it. But that's just me. We can only wait and see and be prepared. So what I'm going to shoot through now is, while we're here, let me shoot through some bullish picks that I have. Now, as far as these bullish picks, these stocks, these companies used to be very, very strong companies. I haven't the fundamentals on them here in the last few months because I haven't been focused on the bullish side. But overall, these companies are pretty good, and as you'll see, if we are to get a bounce out of them, I would only think it would be a short-term bounce. I'm thinking that if the markets are green this week and we get a nice pop out of these, then these stocks I'm going to go through now, we can get a nice pop out of them. So perhaps a week or so. Okay, and I'm not going to provide much insight on the setups on each of these, but I'll show you what I'm looking at. First one, Visa. So we just had earnings. So they beat earnings by a penny. You can see the response was great. Look at that volume. You can see we're at the bottom of the linear regression channel right now. Could get a nice pop out of this. So that's one. We have Baba. Same thing. I don't know about Baba. I think I heard something pretty negative about Baba last week. Anyways, we're at the bottom of that channel there. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really like the volume there. Again, these are just what came up on my system here. So I'm just kind of throwing these out there to kind of see what you think about them. CTXS, Citrix. Oh, yeah. They beat earnings by 46%, $1.46 versus $1. So you got a nice pop out of that. So you could see a nice bounce out of this. Maybe. I don't know. All right, I'll keep going. GPN. Kind of seeing something here. You can kind of see some support in this area right there. So what are we going to do? We're closed right above the 200 day. So might be able to get some movement out of this again. I think it seems to me like we had mentioned GPN as a bull one to watch as far as a bull play here a couple weeks ago. Might have been back in this area here. Obviously, it failed through. Markets just aren't strong enough for bulls right now, I tell you. I'll just throw a few of these out. TSO, Tesoro. I think you can kind of see what we're looking at there. We got earnings, tomorrow? Yeah, earnings tomorrow. So I don't do earnings plays directly. So we could get a nice bounce off this area right here at 83.57. No, 83.25 is where 87.25 is where it closed. RHT. Yeah. A lot of these stocks have tumbled, haven't they? Wow. LinkedIn. Gosh, look at that. 258 down to 197. Oh my gosh. These are just ugly. What the hell is up with LinkedIn? Oh my gosh. I have not looked at LinkedIn in a while. Look at all this. Gap up, gap down. Yeah. VRSN. I don't know. NTES. What was that? NetEase. Yeah. So I kind of like this setup here. Again, when you get, from what I see, when you see a stock, it'll come up, hit resistance a few times, finally break through it. It'll pop on through and then come back and test resistance as support and then bounce. If that's the case, you can see it's come up here and now we come back, broke through, come back and touched it. Now we're going to get a bounce out of this. I kind of like that, how that looks. Earnings in 7 days for NetEase here. We got Regeneron. Oh. No, I don't think I'd play with that one either. And then the other one, WAL. Yeah, I don't know. You can say there's some support in this area right here. Not drawn in there very well, but you get the idea. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so what I'm going to go through, so those are the bullish plays I had. They're just really not much of anything. I don't have any confidence in them because I don't have any confidence in the market. But some of you like to see bullish plays every once in a while, but I'm not focused on the bullish side yet. Now, if the markets are finding new highs and I think the market is back to a bullish run, then I will focus on bullish plays. I don't fight with the markets. I want to go with the overall trend of the market. Okay. And because most stocks will follow the overall market each day, I don't fight it, So if I have a bunch of bearish plays for the day and tomorrow's green, I'm not going to enter, I might enter later in the day when there's a nice pop in the stock and I want to take advantage of, I want to buy into it while it's still climbing and there's a lot of energy going that way. I'll sometimes do that because turns, the options get a little more expensive, and sometimes I'll just follow it and just enter here and there. But anyways, so now I have some bearish plays for you here. So I have quite a few. I have probably about 35, I think, here. So bear with me. Now, I don't always have this many, but they're lighting up right now. Everything's lighting up. Just because of the setups. Okay. So let me see here. All right. Let me knock some of these down here. Okay, we'll keep the RSI up. All right. So, yeah, here's what we're looking at. So here's C and Q. So these are now my bearish plays. Again, bear with me. I am like under the weather. I have like a fever. I'm a mess. My brain is not working 100%. I've taken so much NyQuil and Theraflu in the last week. I can't even think straight. So, yeah, just bear with me. But anyways, so C and Q, I'm looking for coming up here. Going to hit some resistance here on the 50-day and the 100-day. I think we're going to run out of steam. I'm expecting if the markets are red tomorrow and next week, I think that this little pop and we saw in energy and oil is short-lived. And I think we're going to return to the downside. So that's what I'm thinking of. So C and Q is one I'm watching there. Next, we have Noble Energy. Let me get rid of my drawings here. Don't remember what those were. Previous plays, I guess. Okay. Well, actually, so you see this resistance line I'd drawn before. So we might get another green day out of this tomorrow. And then the rest of the week could be bad. I don't know. But anyways, I'm expecting this thing. We've got this nice run out of it. Now we're getting to another buy point to play it on the downside. That's my point. So, and we have earnings coming up in 16 days for Noble Energy. Okay. APA. We mentioned APA last week as well that we're watching this thing climb. So it's still climbing right now. We'll see how next week does. APA could be a good one. Another energy, oil and gas outfit. Yeah, I am not convinced that oil. Take a look at oil, USO. I'm not convinced that oil has hit a bottom or anything like that. And I don't care to call it or anything like that. But you can see the pattern here with USO, oil. Okay. I think we're going to continue this. I mean, until we start finding higher highs and start climbing, well, that's a different story. Anyway, so that's USO. So next we have SU, Suncor. This doesn't look just ready yet. We have earnings in 2 days, 13-cent estimate. Yeah. But all these are setting up to be played on the downside. And I'm not triggering these for buys just yet. These are just ones that are on my list and I'm just watching. QEP is another one, another oil and gas. You can see all these oil and gas are all the same. You see how they play along with the markets. All their fundamentals are all different. All their operations are different, but you'll see how closely they follow the markets. And that's why when the markets turn red and we're in position on these weak companies in the horrible sectors like oil and gas, it all runs in our favor and the moves can be explosive. Okay. STO. Oh, another oil and gas. Okay. Same thing. Now we're not at the top of the channel here yet, as you can see, but we do have, if you want to draw it in here, you can kind of see we have something like this going on, and we have earnings in 3 days as well. So actually the options would be probably applied volatility might be pretty high on these things right now with earnings coming up so quickly. Boy, really going to be hard to tell with earnings and the market for this week, how to play these. CRZO, other oil and gas. Yeah, see. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we might get another green day out of these before they start to roll back over red again. Before they start showing us some red candles and start heading down. CRZO, and then we have CXO. The one. So I'll just shoot down the list here. They all kind of look the same, don't they? Time. What's time? I don't know. Anyways, but I like to set up here in time. I'm thinking we're at the top of the channel here. We got, what's that, the 100-day? That's 50-day moving average right here above it. Earnings in 10 days. Not very familiar with this one, though. Okay. All right. CPG. Other oil and gas. Crescent Energy. Okay. Same kind of things, folks. UNT. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think it's going to have enough energy to cross 13 to make a higher high, that's for sure. But we'll see. But you can see I got the resistance drawn here at the previous support. So, I mean, looking at all these, if it were to come up to that, it could be tomorrow. It could have tomorrow might open green and end red and finish the week red. Or you might have a green day tomorrow and come up to that area. I don't know. But you can see a lot of these, they just have a candle or two left before they hit kind of their targets. If you want to look at the charts, look at their hitting support or the moving averages or anything like that. Now, if you really follow technical analysis and really believe in it, you'll see that so much of these will follow and fill these gaps and reach these targets, just as the charts say. You might think, well, there's no guarantee. Well, of course not, but you'd be surprised how often it might. You might have a day tomorrow and a wick comes up and touches that, and then but you look back and see how it's drawn. It's just amazing. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe we'll have a day. Let's keep shooting through these here. Let's see what else. Any others will kind of show us the same kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so IOC, another oil and gas, Inner Oil. Again, I have no position in these. These are just ones that I will be watching very closely this week. Oh, San Juan Basin. What happened here? Wow. Okay, now San Juan Basin here. I don't know the news. It was up 22.9%. And what's that? 5 days ago, they announced capital plan. Not sure what's up with that, but let's look at the hourly. Wow. Look at the hour, the final hour of the day, Friday. Interesting. Curious to see what this does. Got the 100-day moving average just above here. Maybe get a little bit more out of this thing before it finally decides to correct, head back down. Definitely watching this one. Let's see volume is very low, 243,000 shares on average, very low. So I'll never play this. Let's go. Another low volume, 308,000 shares. All right, SWN. I am currently in SWN, Southwest Energy. Still watching this one, waiting for this thing to roll on over. Still expecting that. Again, when I play these, I like to play them out 100 days plus. Okay. So sometimes when I get in them, I got it on this day right here. Well, it went down, came right back up. That's fine, because when I go back and I look at these, sometimes you might even get another little pop out of it before it comes back down. Okay. You get the 100-day moving average just above here. That's fine. But yeah, so I'm just still watching this, still playing this. And again, on this, I bought the June puts. So I just kind of put my target down there, that box, just so I kind of know where I need to hit my break-even point. SWN, so that's there. RRC. This is interesting. This has hit my list also back in this day, and it's popped on us again here. It came up to the 100-day. So I'm curious to see what's going on here with this one as well. But these energy stocks really did well this week, oil and gas. But again, that's going to be short term, because oil got a nice little pop on it on those rumors about OPEC, perhaps capping some of their production, limiting their production. They ended up being just rumors. So, I mean, the bottom line is the fundamentals of these companies are still losing money. They're still non-operational. What did I read last week? SWN, as of the top of the year, had no rigs in operation. That's crazy. I didn't know that. But they're idle. They're not making money. Sitting idle. That's for sure. But these are gonna pull back. So we're just taking advantage. Just gonna take advantage of this nice pop in oil right here, just as the chart gives us. And what's going to happen? It's going to come right back down. This is the setups we're waiting for, folks. GLNG. Okay. So this is a Golar liquid natural gas, water transportation So these guys are, transportation. Got a good pop here last Friday, right? Yeah. All right. Anyways, they're up to the moving average right now, top of the channel. Expecting the same thing. Expecting this thing to pull on back. If you have deck, this thing's popped a little bit more than I thought it would. Look at that. It's poking right on out of there. Got earnings in 3 days. So we'll see what this does. This is footwear. A mid. I am holding a mid. Got him back here. I could have sold down in here. I didn't. I should have. But you can see I'm planning on holding this a lot longer. I expect this thing to turn around and come right back down now. Looking at the chart here, when I plan this out, and of course, I expect this thing might get a bounce or two out of it. Certainly, if I do get down in here, I'll definitely sell. At least scale out quite a bit. But so far, so good with this one. You can see our channel here. And I drew some resistance line in here that we had previously. It seems to be holding that just well. So again, this next week, I mean, it's telling me oil and gas, pretty clear. We should get a bounce out of this. If oil and gas, all these are to take off and find new highs, that would really be something. That would really be something. I don't know how that would even really be possible right now. But, I mean, these companies are just hurting so bad, even if oil went up, a few bucks a barrel. It wouldn't help them immediately. So, okay, it's that. So CKP. Checkpoint. This is security and services. This is whatever. All right. That's another one. NBR. What's that one? NBR, neighbors. This one actually doesn't look ready yet. But it was triggered. Same thing with again, oil well services and energy. If the rest of the sector turns and the market turns, this will be turning as well. So it's NBR. Then we have PTEN. Another oil well. Patterson UTI Energy. Earnings in 3 days. Man, earnings are coming up quick here in these. Then we have HP, which isn't the normal HP. This is Hilmerick and Payne. Okay. Then we have EC. Oil and gas again. I have no position in these. KMI now. Okay, KMI. What did I have in KMI? I sold my KMI puts that I had a couple weeks ago, I think. January. Yeah. Yeah. What do we got going here? Anyways, could be another opportunity here. Still haven't found still didn't not make a new high here yet either, did we? Kind of looking back here at that. Nope, did not make a new high yet. Interesting. But we did break out of that right there. Okay. So it's KMI, ARLP. Okay, got the 50-day right there. It's right out of the channel. Just had earnings. Missed earnings, 71 cents versus 79 cents. Average volume is 415,000. It's fairly low. Yeah. So, okay. Enoch. I am in Enoch here. Okay. Internoc. What do I have? I have some June puts and February puts on this pop. June 5 puts and February 5 puts, about two. One was a pretty risky play. It was pretty cheap, but it was really just a gamble. I think I posted that here just a couple days ago. And I talked about how much of a gamble it was. And it was just with a small amount of money. It's normally outside my strategy. I don't do that very often. And I don't encourage you to, but it was not even, it was like $100 is all I kicked out. It was nothing. So nothing I'm going to sweat over, but just a gamble. But the June ones, I do have June 5 puts on it. So I definitely have some room for this thing to drop. Look at the volume here. Average volume 1.1 million shares right now. Geez, prior to that, it wasn't much. Okay, MT. I am in MT as well. What do we got in MT? Got some March 4 puts. Yeah. And February 3 puts, $3 puts. So, yeah. We'll see how this week does. We got earnings coming up in 11 days, expecting a 26-cent loss per share. And I don't think they're going to do very well at earnings. It's MT. And then we have TRGP. This is name of this one. Oh, Targa. Okay. Same kind of thing here, folks. This is natural gas. NGLS. Okay, again. Chart looks pretty close to the same. No position in this. This is oil and gas. Okay. TMST. Oh boy. Okay. So Timken Steel. What'll pop out of that, huh? Okay. Interesting. So up 75%. What the heck? Earnings estimate was 69-cent loss, and they only had 58-cent loss. So what is up with that volume? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this one. Interesting. Keep an eye on that. I don't think it's the earnings that did that. I don't know what's going on here. Well, if the news isn't much of anything, this could be a fun one to ride back down. And we have CNX. You already covered CNX? No. CNX, this is one I'm in as well. So those are some of the bear picks I have for this week. A lot of oil and energy stocks. So, I mean, pretty much, you can pretty much pick. There's going to be a ton more probably out there that aren't on my initial watch list in oil and gas that are going to do the same. I mean, again, I'm thinking that, oil is going to start heading back down again this week. Market's going to head down. That's what I'm thinking. But, if not, and things are just starting to boom, well, then we could really see a shift in the markets. And a lot of these positions are going to just kind of fold out and not do much. But I'm relying on the charts because I seem to do that. And it seems to be working all right. Okay, so real quickly here, let me shoot through just a few others here that I'm currently. A lot of these stocks, we probably list a few of these here and on InvestFeed, of course. Here this week, depending how the market plays out Monday. I'm really curious to see here how the Asian markets open up here in the next couple hours and take a look how things do here. Yeah, so we'll see. Let me shoot through just a few of the other ones that we're currently in. We already talked about MT, GSM. GSM. Doing good here. GSM, I have some March $10 puts in play. Then we have CNX. Okay, so this one actually got away with me here. Up 18% on Friday. I still hold my position on it. I have March 5 puts on it. So I'm still in the money on it as far as the play, but I'm out of the money as far as profits because I'm above my break even. But I'm still thinking this thing's going to come back down. Again, I'm relying on my system, relying on the charts. We did not make a new high yet, as you can see here. Now, tomorrow, if this thing takes off, starts finding new highs, and I'll be out. It'll be dead deal. And the contract will essentially be worth nothing by the time if it breaks above it, you see. So I only have till March now. So how many days is that? Yeah, no answer for that one. Every once in a while, some of these get away from you. That's fine. ESX, I have what do I have here? March $2 puts. Thought I had more. I think I may have sold some others here a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. All right. We talked about CNX. Okay. Talked about AMID. DDC. Okay. This is one. This is one I've been wondering about. See, I got back in over here. Excuse me. I got back in over here. I have some May $10 puts. And I'm now out of the money on it. Actually, just kind of, you can see it's just a typical flag. Fundamentally, this company doesn't have enough strength to, I don't think, to sustain this. So I saw it starting to peel over here a bit. And you see the RSI started to roll over. Well, now we got a little life out of it. So we'll see what this does. I'm not convinced this is going to continue higher, but we did make a new high here. Actually, we actually did last Tuesday, right? Not too convinced, but we'll see. But look at the time frame I have on this. I have for DDC, I have May puts. So this doesn't expire. This doesn't show the exact expiration date on it, but you get the idea. So we'll see. I'm still fine with this. Don't have a lot of money on this one. Yeah, I'm sorry. ATI up 15% on Friday. What was going on? Yeah. You can see I got it back here, bought some July puts. I got a lot of time on this one, so this is fine. Still heading downward. We did find a recent new high here off that 15%, but I'm thinking this thing might just come up, give another day or two, it might come up to the top of the channel before it starts heading back down. When I buy these things out 100 days, I expect it to still move within the channel. I don't expect it just to tank straight to zero. And so I want to calculate that. Allow that normal movement. Once we start breaking out of that and it breaks out of the channel, or it starts finding new highs, higher highs, like it starts getting out above this high, it's out of the channel. It's broken. It's gone. That's a different story. TCK. This is a new one. I got some May $5 puts on this one. Oops. You can see I bought right back in here. Came up to the 50-day there, pulled back. Now we're kind of trading sideways a bit and Friday to be close just above the 50-day. So that's that. Talked about GSM already. SPXC. This is the last one here. SPXC. So I bought some June $10 puts on this one. June $10 puts, and a lot of time on this one. So we're just watching this thing, let it go. Has earnings coming up in 10 days. Expecting a 60 cent per share. Yeah, so we'll see what it does. So that's pretty much what I'm playing, what I got, what's going on. So next week, again, it's going to be, it's really going to, it's really going to tell us a lot, obviously. Are we going to really get this bounce out of this? If we do, how high? I think if we do get a bounce out of it, it lasts pretty much next week. I think we're coming up to this level here. You can see I got that drawn in right there. See if I can format that a little bit bigger. There we go. I think we're coming up to this level. If we break beyond it, then we have all the moving averages, and then we have this. I don't think we're getting that high. Before it continues back down. So that's what I'm thinking. but I don't even think we're going to get that far. I think we're going to just get a couple days into it. Maybe tomorrow be green, and then after that red. But what the hell do I know? So that's what I have for today, folks. I'm sorry for the video. Yeah, I didn't want to just not do one because I wasn't feeling well. You could tell, obviously, I am struggling a bit here. I've been sick since Tuesday with this. I live in Seattle and got with this flu-like chest cold lung thing. Just nastiness. And here's tomorrow's Monday. Tomorrow either. It just doesn't seem to get any better. I'll be going to the hospital tomorrow. So, yeah, so that's that. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you over at InvestFeed. I gotta kick it. I got a phone call I gotta take here, but thanks a lot for watching, and come over to InvestFeed, and we'll post all this tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be feeling a little bit better, and hopefully be back in the saddle again here when the markets turn again. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Later.